Hi, my name is Elizabeth.
I'm Anne.
I'm Lizzie. And I'm Kristen.
And we just wanted to tell you a little bit more about how Exuberantly Us came to be. So a few months back, it was a Sunday, and I was in the shower. I was actually late for somewhere I was going with Lizzie.
She was. Very late.
Yeah, very late. And I was in the shower, and I was just kind of dreaming, and something that came on my mind was, what if I just dropped out of school and never came back? Normal college thoughts, right? And so I got out of the shower, and I ran to Anne's room, and she was not happy with me because she was studying at the time, but I said, Anne, would you like to drop out of school with me and go on a world race for 11 months, do some missions, travel the world, just kind of experience life to its fullest? And she said, bet, let's go. So we started looking it up. We looked at country lists and all this kind of stuff, and eventually the price, and we realized that it was going to be about $40,000 for the both of us. No problem, right? Every college student has that. And so we said, okay, what can we do? What can we do to raise money for this? That we would love for this to actually become a reality, whether it was post-graduation or whatever. So we were like, okay, well, we could start an Etsy shop. You know, we could sell shirts. We could do all this kind of stuff that college students do to raise money. And so we thought about it, and I looked at Anne and I said, Anne, are you creative? And she said no. And I was like, me neither. So we kind of sat there and just pondered it for another half an hour or so, didn't really come up with anything. And so eventually I was like, you know what, Anne, I think that we should just start a business in general. Nothing to do with the world race, just a business.
So we looked at each other some more and thought about it for a little bit. And I looked at Elizabeth and I was like, you know what else started in a college dorm? Facebook.
Yeah.
And everyone knows what Facebook is.
You're right.
And so we thought a little bit more about how we could start this business that we needed to start. And I looked at her again and I was like, well, we have to be passionate about it because that's going to show. And so we thought about what we're passionate about. And we thought a little bit about what we could do. And Elizabeth suggested that we get behind a movement.
Yeah.
Because that shows our passion and that's something that we could really move forward with. And so we thought about, what kind of movement are we passionate about?
How to move.
And Elizabeth looked at me and she screamed, women. We are passionate about women. We are.
Here.
And so we started going off of that. And we kind of looked at each other and we're like, okay, so how do we tie this all together?
Yeah.
And we couldn't really figure it out. So Elizabeth ran to get Lizzie.
So I was sitting in my window chair in my dorm room, and I heard a knock on my door, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's Elizabeth. We were supposed to leave 2 hours ago. Liz, she's ready to go. I got real excited, and she walks in my room with wet hair. Oh my goodness, you would not believe how bitter I was at the time.
Yeah.
And so,
Still mad at
this
me.
much.
It's fine.
But she walks in, and I was like, yes, like I was so angry, and she was like, oh my gosh, you have to come to Anne's room. And I was like, no. And she was like, no, really, you have to come to Anne's room. And I was like, why? And so she sits down on my couch. She was so patient with me, and she kind of told me like an overview of what had been going on for the last 2 hours. Sparked my interest. I was like, I guess I'll go to Anne's room.
If I have to.
Yeah. So I walked over to Anne's room, and I just sat down on the couch and I heard them out, and they told me pretty much everything that they've told you so far of what they've been thinking about and how this all came to be. And it just really excited something really deep within me. We had just come back from Christmas break when we kind of had this meeting. And over Christmas break, while I was home, some unforeseen things happened, and so I wasn't able to work. And so that gave me a lot of time to just dream and to pray about what it was that God had for me this next semester and during 2019. And so I actually had a Word document on my computer called Visions 2019. And they said this, I said, wait right there. And I ran to my room and got my computer, and I came back. And all of a sudden, I was equally as excited as they were. It didn't really take much, because God had already stirred so much in my heart about what I believed He wanted for us for 2019. And I knew that God had stirred a lot in my heart about starting movements with women specifically and about empowering women. And so when I saw that He had begun to do that in the hearts of my friends, it just really stirred a fire that had already ignited over me over winter break. And so I told them some of the things that God had put on my heart. And so we all got down and dirty, laid on the rug, and we're just typing up the Word document, and we're going over all of the crazy ideas. I mean, I've never dreamed so big in my life. And just like, I mean, we had like an 8-branch business plan at this point. And so we pulled out like 5 whiteboards. We have like baskets of markers. We're scribbling away. Elizabeth goes and pulls out her old management textbook. She has like the different parts of a mission statement and their descriptions. She's really getting down into, into it. And so we started to really nail down what we wanted our mission to be and why this mattered and what we were passionate about. And so we were really excited about it. And then we remembered Kristen was coming home soon, and Kristen and Anne share a room. And so we were like, oh man, not sure what Kristen is going to think. I'm going to let Kristen tell you how she was feeling about that.
Kristen gave them this face.
To the T.
I had just gotten off of a 5.5-hour shift. I'm lifeguard. I'm on my feet the whole time. I walk in and everyone's in my room sprawled out on the carpet with these giant whiteboards and books everywhere and notebooks and they're so excited and they're like, oh my gosh, guess what? And Anne had given me a nice courtesy text and was like, hey, don't panic, but everyone's in here and it's a mess. And I was like, well, what else is new?
Honestly.
And so I walk in, I'm soaking wet from work, I look at them and they're just like, and I'm just like, okay, let me just hear them out a little bit. I'm irritated, it's fine, I'm hungry, whatever. And so I sit on the floor and I look at them and I roll my eyes a little bit as they're going. She did. A tiny bit. And so they're going and they're going on and on about how they want to have this community and they want to have this business where like they are helping women and it's empowering and it's inspirational, and just seeing their faces light up with it and like their smiles, and they were so excited, and I was like, wow, like we could actually like do this in like 2 years. And well, 2 years turned into like a month.
Yeah.
So we started planning and we just started talking about everything, and we just kind of worked together and we came up with a theme, and we came up with so much in just such a short amount of time. It was literally like a week. We had a meeting, I think, the next day.
Yeah,
We did.
The next day. And and we've just really poured our hearts into something that we think is really going to help a lot of women, and I think that was the goal, and that's what God laid on our hearts, and I think that it's really going to go far if we like all believe in each other and we stick together. So